Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new to my channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, you guys, and make sure when you subscribe, you're hitting that notification bell, so every time I post up a new video, which I post up every day, you'll get notified of the new video that I just posted. So if you clicked on this video, you want to know some tips and tools on what to do if you're trying to get that narcissist back, right? Because I know we've all been there. If you're new to my channel and you don't know already, I was in an 18 years narcissistic abusive relationship. So I totally get it. You know, there's so many times that I tried to go back to my ex and, I wanted him back. Even though I was getting abused mentally and emotionally, I still wanted my ex. So if you find yourself that you're in a position where you're feeling that you want them back, this is the video for you, right? I'm here to share with you guys great tips and great tools on what you can do to really assess your situation and think to yourself, do I really want to get back in that situation, right? Because a lot of times I get it. I was there and for 18 years. I stayed. And a lot of other people out there that, you stay. Even though you're getting abused mentally and emotionally, you want them back. It's like a drug. It's like a fiend. And they prey on your insecurities. They prey on, the things that they know that you want so badly, right? And I know that for me in my situation, my ex knew that I wanted a family life so badly. He knew that I wanted affection. He knew that I was very sexual. He knew a lot. They prey on your weaknesses. So when they know what it is exactly that you want, they'll give it to you and they'll take it away. They'll give it to you and then they'll take it away. So if you're in a situation right now where you're not with that ex narcissist anymore, or you're in a separation and they're giving you the cold shoulder, they might have a new supply, or they might be playing with your mind and your emotions right now, and 1 minute they're talking to you, 1 minute they're disregarding you, 1 minute they're talking to you, 1 minute they're disregarding you. So at the end of the day, if you find yourself at this point where you're just like, I want them back so badly, but you don't want the abuse, you have to really take a step back and ask yourself, right? And these are some tips and tools on what I'm going to give you guys to say and analyze your situation to say, do I really want them back? Because I was there when my ex narcissist basically got his new supply. I wanted him back so badly. I cried, I begged, I just wanted him to see my value and see my worth. And he knew they know exactly what they're doing to you, right? They know exactly what they're doing to you, and they know how to disregard you to make you feel like you're not worthy. But at the end of the day, I had to sit and assess myself and ask myself, right? Was I truly happy with this person, right? No matter what it is, we may have good times, but as much as that there was good times, there was more bad times. And when you're with these narcissists, as much as you think that it's a comfort thing and you know that you have them there, do you really have them there? Because a lot of times these narcissists will come in and out of your life whenever they feel like it, right? Even if you're in a long relationship with them. My narcissist would literally pick fights with me and then disregard me for a week, 2 weeks, or whatever, because of the fact that they know what they're doing. They know when they want their space. They know when they want you back in their life. They know when they don't want you in their life, right? So they know how to play these tit for tat games. So you got to ask yourself, and I used to ask myself, how many times did you feel alone? How many times do you feel scared? How many times do you feel sad with them, right? Instead of dwelling and thinking about the good times, because the majority of times with a narcissist, there's more bad times than there is good times, right? That's how they keep you in and out. And this is why it's kind of like an addiction. After you just want their attention, you just want to be seen, want to be felt, want to be heard. And a lot of times, again, another tip I'm going to give you is narcissists do not see the same way as other people do, in the sense of they know how to departmentalize their emotions, so they can shut it off very easily. And the moment where you're feeling like sad and anxious and nervous and want that love and affection, and you're wondering why, like, don't they love me? Don't they see that I'm hurting? Don't they care? They know how to literally shut down their emotions and not care when they don't want to care. If it's something that's affecting their ego, if it's something that's affecting their mental health, they know how to shut it down and literally disregard your emotions, your feelings, because it's bothering them, right? So at the end of the day, that's a tip that you can, sit down and realize, do I really want to get back into a situation where that person cannot love me? They won't know how to treat me the way that I know I'm treating them, and in the way I know that I want to be deserved to be treated. So that's something you got to ask yourself and look at, right? Is analyzing the way that I love this person, is it being reciprocated back to me? And is it even possible, right? And a lot of times, if you're dealing with a narcissist, it's not possible, because the way that you want to be loved is they don't know how to. And at the end of the day, it's not their fault, right? Because people always ask, why is the narcissist this way? Why, like, don't they get exhausted being this mean No, they don't, because they don't feel and see things the way that other normal people do. It's like their mind is literally function different, to think different. They don't have empathy the way a regular person would have empathy, because again, it's literally a mind thing. They know how to departmentalize their emotions, their feelings, to only look at what's best for them. They don't have compassion to care about other people. It's more so only about them. Like literally they're in their own universe, right? So if you're crying and you're begging to get back with that narcissist, ask yourself, right? Was I getting that love that I know that I deserve to get treated, right? How many times, if you're feeling alone right now and scared and sad, how many times did you feel that way even when you were in a relationship with them? So that's another thing you can take aside and ask yourself, right? Do I really, me feeling alone and sad right now, being by myself, being able to be out of that abuse, is it worth it to get back in with that person and be feeling the same damn way that I feel now? A lot of times our mind will trick us, right? It's only because we're so used to being disregarded and then picked back up, disregarded and picked back up. So that's why, right, when we're disregarded, it hurts so badly, because we want to be picked back up, we want to be seen. It's like a drug. Literally, there's something that happens inside of your brain, right, where it's literally a known fact that the way the narcissist abuses you and treats you, it's like a drug addiction. This is why it's so hard to go no contact, challenging to go no contact. This is why it's so challenging to let go of that narcissist out of your life, because at the end of the day, it's literally like a drug. You're conditioned to be put down, pick back up, put down, pick back up. Literally, like your whole relationship will be that way, right? So at the end of the day, it's sitting down and really analyzing the way I'm feeling now. Was I feeling that way when I was with that person, right? And if you can take the steps to really analyze the way I am now, am I feeling the same way when I was with that person? You'll realize, yes, you were. There's lots of times where they disregarded you, they didn't talk to you, or they abused you, and you felt exactly the way that you're feeling now without them. And a lot of times, if you're fighting so hard to beg and get that narcissist back, a lot of times that's just feeding their ego. They are literally laughing, feeling good off of your sorrow, off of your sadness. It's sad to say, but it feeds their ego. Narcissists do not feel and see things the same way that we do. They feed and live off of ego. So you crying, you begging, you feeling sad, you constantly obsessing over them, that's only feeding their ego and giving them the supply that they need. That's all they really need, is their ego to be fed, right? And the attention. So when you are not with them anymore and you're fighting to get them back, honestly, that's just feeding their ego, and they're not feeling empathy the way that you would want them to feel. And at the end of the day, that's that's a tip that I'm giving you guys. If you guys want that narcissist back, honestly, you're crying and begging to get back the abuse and the loneliness and the sadness of what you were feeling when you were with them. Seriously, when I was there, when I was crying and I'm begging back for it, he used to laugh. He used to be like, you're crazy. He used to call me more names to put me down, to make me feel insecure about myself, right? And a lot of times with the narcissist, again, that's what they do. They feed off of your attention. They feed off of putting you down. It's sadly, right? Because they feel superior over you when they do that. They feel like they have control over you. So at the end of the day, if you're fighting to get back in a relationship with that narcissist, it's because you're not assessing how it was with them. You're more looking at you being alone, you being sad, you wanting attention from them, you just wanting that fix. Like I said, it's like a drug, right? This is why we fight so hard to get back into that toxic situation, because it's like a drug addiction, right? You know that it's bad for you. You know that that drug is toxic. You know that it's going to make you feel like shit. You know that it's going to affect your health, because that's what being with a narcissist does. It affects your mental health. It affects your emotional health. It's literally breaking down your body, right? I was losing hair at one point. I gained so much weight. I was getting pimples on it was anytime you're in that much distress with a toxic person like that, it literally affects your health. And that's another tip I'm going to give you, is assess yourself and understand, do you really want to break down your health? Is that person that worth it to break down your health, break down your mental health, break down your emotional health, break down your body? Because that's really what it's doing. You know, stress gives you gives you anxiety. That gives you stress can give you ulcers. Stress can cause a heart attack. There's so many health issues being with a toxic person can give you to your body, right? So it's sitting down and analyzing. I'm giving you great tips to question yourself, to ask yourself, do I really want to be back in a relationship with that narcissist? Because at the end of the day, exactly how they left is exactly how they're going to come back into your life. And it's not going to change with a narcissist. Them getting a new supply, they are literally, a lot of times we get so confused. Oh, they have a new supply, they're so happy. No, if you remember at your point in time, you had a really good time with the narcissist, and this is what you're clinging on to, right? But there was more bad than good. And it's the same thing with that new supply. They're getting love bombed, and they're going to have to deal with the same shit that you have to deal with as well. Trust me, I know. I was in a relationship with my narcissist for 18 years. And after 18 years, he finally got a new supply. And him being with the new supply, he literally is treating me when I was begging and crying to be back with him the same way. He did not change at all. So if he didn't change at all for me, what in this world do you think that person's really going to change for somebody else? Right? There's only masks that the narcissist put it on. The narcissist is all about ego. So they never want to look bad to certain people and others, right? They have to put on this act, right? So at the end of the day, you know that mask is going to fall off. And if you really want them back, that mask is only going to be on for temporary times when they want their ego and they want their fix, when they want that attention from you. And then the mask falls off and they're back to abusing you mentally and emotionally, right? So these tips that I'm giving you, is to sit and really analyze and ask yourself, do I really want to be back in a situation being abused mentally and emotionally, right? Or do I want to heal? And the only way that you can heal is look inward to analyze what are some areas that narcissist used to prey off of with me. And that's how you know those areas is where you need to work on for yourself to heal, to get better. And as you start to work on those areas that narcissist used to prey off of, you start to build confidence. You start to become stronger. You start to feel that I no longer need that attention from that narcissist, because now you're filling your own cup up full, right? So once you fill your cup up full, you'll no longer need that attention from that narcissist that you're so fiending for and you're so crying for, right? And they know that you want those areas to be fulfilled from them, and they prey off of that, right? This is why they don't care to go no contact with you, because energy is powerful. They can feel the obsession that you have with them, especially if you're crying for them, calling down their phone, begging for them, texting them. They know exactly what they're doing. They just don't care. And that's a sad reality that you have to come to the conclusion to say, okay, great, this person knows how I'm hurting. This person knows that I'm in pain, but they just don't care. It's because they don't think and feel the same way that regular people do, right? It's literally like a disorder that they have. Mentally, it's like a mental disorder. And you have to realize that you're not dealing with mentally stable people. And once you could come to that realization, you start to say to yourself, you know what? I know my worth, I know my value, and I can't fathom to be abused from somebody who's mentally not stable. You can keep hoping and wishing that they will change, they'll see your worth, they'll see your value. They're not mentally stable to see what it is that you're seeing, right? But at the same time, that gives you an opportunity to take a step back and see what are the teachings that they were trying to show you, because every narcissist that comes inside of your life is there to teach you valuable lessons to grow mentally and emotionally. I had to learn from my narcissist that I had some insecurity issues about my body, about my confidence and how I love myself, how I value myself. I had some boundary issues. I had zero boundaries. That's something that I had to learn with my narcissist. So there's a lot of great valuable teachings that your narcissist can teach you. And when you can take a step back and again, take all the focus that you were focusing on them onto you, right? You're no longer going to have that feel of desperation and needing to be with that person and be inside of that toxic person's life. Because now, like I said, you're filling your cup full for yourself. And now it's no longer about them. The tension goes off of them and goes on to you, right? And you're able to then look at the whole scope of your relationship to say, man, that's not something that I want to get back into. But in the heat of the moment, when you're breaking up with that narcissist, or that narcissist is disregarding you, obviously it's like a drug. You want that fiend, you want that drug, no matter how bad it is for you. I get it. But at the end of the day, these tips and tools that I'm giving you will show you and give you a breakdown how it's not worth it to get back with that narcissist. It's not worth it to sit there, cry and beg and give them the fix that they need, because you're not getting your fix. They know how to disregard you, right? They know how to pick you back up whenever they feel like it. So it's up to you to grow mentally and emotionally, to build your strength, to know, right, that I deserve better. And they are mentally not stable. And I know that within time, I will get better, right? So these tips and tools that I gave you, and some motivation, is to show you that at the end of the day, the narcissists do not change. I was in one for 18 years. I'm telling you, whoever's listening to this, you don't want to spend 18 years of your life with somebody who is mentally and emotionally abusing you and you allowing it. It all starts with us, and us putting our foot down to know our value, know our worth, to know what we're going to be willing to accept and not accept, and go no contact with that narcissist. Because the only way that you're going to be able to heal and get over them is taking all the focus off of them, putting the focus on you, and literally saying enough is enough, and just put your foot down and put all the focus on yourself and going no contact, not feeding in to the ego of the narcissist, because that's all it really is. I can tell you from experience, they only come back around because they want their ego to be fed. That's it. It's not about love. It's about their ego. It's about you feeding into their cup and them draining you dry until your cup is empty. The only way you can stop this is start feeding into your cup, putting your foot down, no contact, not going back into that toxic situation that you know is exactly going to be the same. Pointers I give all the time is write affirmations, write down in a journal, remind yourself every day that you don't want to be there, right? You don't want to be back into that toxic situation. Remind yourself of where you are now and what things you need to work on now for you to get better, to grow. So with that being said, you guys, I hope that this motivation, I hope that some of these tips that I shared with you help to remind you that you don't need that narcissist, you don't need that toxic and abusive person back into your life, that you can do it. You can do it without them. You can become a better version of you without them. You can attract a better man or woman into your life that will treat you like you deserve to be treated without that narcissist preying on you. So I hope that this motivated you. This inspired me so much with these things that I shared with you. This is how I was able to build back my confidence, love myself more, and grow mentally and emotionally from all this information that I just shared with you, to reminding myself that I don't want to be back into a toxic, messed up situation like that ever again. Right? So thanks so much for watching, you guys. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, you guys, and staying tuned to these amazing videos that I keep dropping to inspire and motivate you guys to wise up and rise up inside of your life. You guys, this is a movement. I'm starting a movement because I want more people to feel empowered after getting out of a toxic relationship or getting out of a narcissistic abusive relationship. So join the community now. It's called the Wise Up Rise Up community. I have an amazing podcast. I'm going to drop a new podcast tomorrow. It's called the Wise Up Rise Up podcast on Spotify and Anchor. And then I also have an amazing Facebook group that supports you, right, mentally and emotionally. It's called the Wise Up Rise Up Facebook group. Amazing TikTok account that's growing rapidly with a lot of relationship advice, a lot of narcissistic abusive advice as well, motivation to keep you inspired. Go check that out as well. All the links are going to be in the comments, you guys. So if you guys see value in my content, make sure you're going to follow all those accounts, you guys, to stay tuned and stay motivated. I can't stress that in the times of dealing with a breakup after a narcissist or healing after a narcissist, you need to keep yourself in tune with motivation, inspiration, and things that are going to help you to wise up and rise up inside of your life. This is why I'm starting this community. So thanks again for watching, you guys. If you guys found value, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down, but leave me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are about this video. If it has helped, inspired you, or motivated you in some sort of way, let me know in the comments. Thanks so much, you guys, and I'll see you guys in another video tomorrow. Take care.